Hello, and welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the first video, and we're just going to pick up straight from where we left off playing Junkyard Builder on the PS5. It released 21st of October, and it's priced at $11.99, so kind of more of a on the light end of the complexity scale, certainly through the initial playthrough. So just to quickly recap, we've been following the tutorial, which has meant that we have been able to, within the first half an hour playthrough, unlock all of the different skip types. We have a cart, which means that we can currently, as the on-screen prompt shows, we can collect up to 5 items at a time and sell the various bits of scrap that are around the yard. I have resisted the urge to tidy this all up or just sell it all and make as much cash as possible, because we don't know what else we're gonna unlock, but we did get a bit of a sneak peek through the unlockables via the laptop. So we had also unlocked a couple of refurbishment tools, which were the brush here, the paint pistol or paint gun, and the angle grinder. So we refurbished a small cabinet, cleaned it, painted it, sold it, and that brings us up to speed with the car, which we then used the angle grinder to get rid of the rust and painted it, and inadvertently created this lovely noddy car. So a bit of a, well, I suppose weird is a bit of an overstatement, but to get this into our inventory, we literally physically pick up the car like so. So all that work, and we're just going to bang it around. Essentially, once we get near this, I'll just rotate it actually. Bear with me. So Halloween has passed. So physically move it towards this orange circle, press triangle, that will pop it into our inventory. So next thing on the list, on the current task list, which is up top and center of the screen, is to go and purchase a delivery point. So let's see how much that's going to cost. We only have $192, so I'm guessing we're probably going to need to sell that vehicle. So $200, and I'm going to guess we're going to need the gate as well. So we're going to need $500 total. So let's go ahead, sell our vehicle for $330, and that takes us nicely to that bracket. So let's go ahead and purchase our infrastructure. So delivery points. And then we'll then see what. So main task by the gate. Okay, so we'll do that as well. Down to infrastructure and gate and 300. We've got just $22 left. Okay, so that brings us quite nicely back to where I had got to on a previous playthrough. So prior to recording this, I'd had a little play with the game mechanics, and we're being prompted to go and visit a new place. So as I say, the junkyard is full of different materials that we could either sell or destroy to clear up. We got various vehicles that we could refurb. So these ones look like they need doors, which we don't currently have. And also around the yard, so we've got a fair number of tyres over here. And it looks like we've got some cabinets and a big wardrobe base. So that looks like, so we've got a big wardrobe, right door, and a right and left drawer. Do we have another door around here anywhere? don't see one. After a very brief man look around. So what I am going to do is we can search through the trash bags. So that's going to be useful because some of them did have dollars in, like so. So I'm going to multitask by actually, as I search through the bags, I can obviously see which materials are in them. And that also clears up the yard a little bit. So before we head off to another site just yet, I'm just going to see what we've got in and around the yard. As you can see there that a couple of those were cabinet doors, which we can then use to refurbish. And what I am going to do is just very quickly search through all these bags for any remaining cash and then put these different kind of types. Was that money then? Yes, it was. $200. So we can kind of create piles of the different types of material. I think that would make sense. Just to get a little bit of organisation. So rather than just literally selling everything that we've got in the yard, just going to put it into some kind of order. Is that more cash? Only a small pile this time, but still $100. And then what I'd like to do is actually get the skips or the dumpsters lined up against my garage here. And then what we'll do is as we progress through the game, we can kind of find the best placement for them. So if we're going to be presumably visiting other sites to go and collect recyclables, and it's going to be delivered to the gate that we just purchased, then it would make sense that we had the dumpsters fairly close to that. And on the laptop, it does look like we can purchase machinery as well. So we don't want to get rid of all our materials because potentially we could... Wow, that's made things worse actually. What I'll do just quickly, rather than making a video where I am literally just moving these things around, I am just going to very basically put all the refurbishable bits in a pile. I won't clear up the whole yard in this video. We'll balance it out a bit so that we can see the next bit of the tutorial and just a little bit of management of the yard as well, because we know we can make some money out of these. So again, I could, depending on how you're inclined and depending on what kind of pace you want to go at, you could make quite nice neat little piles here, I think. So we'll pick that up and rotate it. Let's just see if that pops down on top. Yeah, so we can stack them. That is which is actually something that I would probably, if I wasn't recording, I'd probably do. I do find that with simulator games in general, is that oddly, it can be really satisfying just to even clear things up. And that's extended to even virtual reality actually, which, as I say in the other video, I have played some simulator games on there, and things that you wouldn't necessarily seek out in real life to do are oddly satisfying when you're simulating them. Oh. Okay, I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, I know, with making this look pretty. So let's just for the sake of, oh, I pressed the wrong button. So I just pop that down there. Let's not get bogged down in tidying up, but just to give you an idea, you know, there's lots of recyclable plastic boxes. It would be nice to put them in some kind of order into piles. We'll do a little bit of that in between the videos. There's a timer on the delivery truck there, so we'll see what happens. But let's just follow the tutorial. So we're being prompted to visit a new location. Use to travel. So, okay, so it's going to. Oh, okay. So it costs us money to go to another location. We got $422, so let's head off to. So we're currently, I'm taking it, we're in the forest area, are we? Okay, so the trunk size 10? Does that mean we can only pick up 10 items? We shall soon find out. Okay. I see. So we can control the vehicle a bit. We can't control the camera angle. Essentially, it's a bit limited there because we can only really drive to one place. But that has meant it's a bit odd actually for such a big truck that we can only fit 10 items in. So I'm guessing that is again part of a potential upgrade. So let's be selective about what we collect then, because there's definitely more than 10 items. Tires we know we can put on the vehicles. A wheel rim. So we'll just have a little scope out of the area first. So the gas cylinder is worth $80. So that would be my approach, is basically what is worth the most amount of money, because every time we travel to this area it's going to cost us some dollars. Don't know whether it's picking up on the recording, but I have seen that there's a couple of white lines, kind of, I think it's called aliasing, going along the screen there. I wouldn't have thought this is the most demanding game graphically. So again, an old radio, $80, plastic drum. So there's a bit of an area here for us to explore. It's something a little bit different, isn't it? So metal paint can. I mean, I've got plenty of tyres in the yard already for the vehicles. So I'm just looking because I know we needed car doors. I know that much. So over here, what do we have? Cardboard box, $12. No, thank you. $8. 16. That's not a particular high value area. We've got the capacity to take 10 items. So let's concentrate on what is worth the most. Loudspeaker is 35, possibly worth it. Road sign 30. Now we knew the canister was worth a few quid. 80, that's definitely going in, so I'm guessing we have to put that in the back of our vehicle. Like so. Throw that in. Yes, so you can see there's one item in there. There is a metal tank, so 30 again, possibility. I think there was a refrigerator somewhere here. I think it's over here. So let's, I mean 50, but you know, as long as we're making more than it costs to get here, I think that's got to be the aim. So I think we're going to be then into the $30 items, aren't we? So let's take the metal tank. I think we saw a radio as well. So we'll grab that. which was, I believe, over here somewhere. Someone's definitely been fly tipping in these woods, haven't they? $60. Yes, thank you. I'll take you. Roll it up the hill. In you go. Well, that's not the best, is it? I mean, it's in the truck, but... radio, definitely at $80 worth popping in there. Is that another radio? Yes, it is. You can go in. So we're at half capacity at the moment. Tyres are 20, but can be used on the vehicles. So worth taking if there's not anything much more valuable. So let's start over in this corner and work out what is the most valuable items to take. So paint can is not going to be worth much. Wheels, we're probably now into the $20 categories. So anything, so definitely a radio, yes, that can go. And then I think a couple of $30 items. We can only pick up 3 more after this. So I do believe there was some kind of lid thing. Road sign 30, yes. Oh. We'll go in. What are we at? 8, so 2 more. So actually this is a nice little diversion, isn't it? From 35, yes, thank you. From just cleaning up the junkyard. I think I keep calling it a scrapyard, but it is actually Junkyard Builder is the name of the game. 20. I think we might have had another $30 item somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Wheel rim. I think then what do we have here? Small dumpster lid. I'm guessing we can come back actually and collect the other items. I don't know whether they repopulate or not. We shall find out. But that is our truck filled to capacity. So I guess we have to get in it and reverse back. Okay, so we can just drive with the directional stick. So there's no kind of accelerator brake. And once we're in our orange zone, triangle to get back to the junkyard. Okay. So our truck has automatically been unloaded, and as I suspected, that's going to unload near the gate. So let's get our skips moved. There's quite a bit of stutter actually on this. As I say, I'm not really sure this would be the most graphically demanding game. So what we'll do, this looks like the kind of boundary of the area that we can place them, is I think it makes sense to get these as near to where the junk's going to be dropped off as possible. And then once we have established that we've seen all of the game's mechanics and we know what the best use is for all of these materials, we can potentially then go about just basically either tidying up the yard as a whole or actually just selling. Oh, that's not straight, is it? Or yeah, selling everything. I've made a bit of a picture of this. So let's get it lined up to there. And then I think it's the other one that is a bit askew. We'll soon sort that out. So if we rotate that and line it up. There we go. That doesn't look... you know what? Never mind. Next one. Let's get some kind of efficiency going here. Oh, that's a shame. They're not all gonna... They're not all going to line up straight to that area. But that's not too bad. Okay. So whilst I was doing that, I completely ignored the next task, which is to buy a wood shredder. Now, I'm going to guess that's a little bit more expensive than the stuff we've been getting to date, because let's just see if we can line these up a little bit and get them all in a row. The other stuff that we've been buying has been about $100 a time. Will we fit this one on there? It doesn't matter if it's not completely lined up, but it would be nice. So we'll pop that down there. And okay, so we have our skips near where it's going to be delivered. That seems to make sense. So let's go and have a look at how much this shredder is going to set us back. I think what I'm going to do actually, so it says wood shredder and none of these items are wood. So I'm going to go ahead and move these items to sell them. Now, what I would say is, through experience of doing this before, is whilst it looks good to place these dumpsters together, if you accidentally go, so you can see it can move it quite far in front of you, and if you go to put it in the wrong dumpster, you do get penalised. So just need to be a bit careful. That I'm going to guess. See, there you go. So I should have put that in the plastic one. I'm sure that's got to be metal, right? Yeah. Again, metal, surely. Thank you. Metal. Yep. And finally, I'm not sure what a radio is going to be. Other. So let's try mixed. Okay, interesting. So, are we thinking then that these are... It doesn't want to... It doesn't want to put that in any of them. So what I'm going to do... I wonder whether we're going to get the opportunity then to refurb these. So on that basis, I am going to hot foot it across the yard. And I'm going to put this in our little pile of things that we think. So I know that's plastic. I don't want to just dump everything everywhere. So we're going to put that down there. In fact, what we'll do is let's put it into the... Interesting, so we can't put it in the refurb area. Now, I don't know if that's because potentially we could unlock more tools later on. So I've put that into the inventory. Okay, so let's have a look on our laptop and see what that does. So if we head over to the market and sell, okay, and we can... Okay, so rather than recycling it, we can sell them. So we can still got our $80. Whilst we're at the laptop, let's have a look at what the wood shredder is going to cost us. So we're onto machines. The wood shredder is going to be $1,000. Okay, so we've got a bit more to sell here. We're at 647. So what I'll do is let's take over the scrap cart, and rather than taking multiple items across, because we picked up a couple of the radios, we shall put them in our cart and go and sell these. Hopefully it's, I mean, it looks like it's turned it into scrap. I hope that isn't the case. So we have placed our dumpsters quite away from the rest of the stuff. So when we click take out, magically it is back to being a radio. But I'm quite happy about that. Let's do the same. Let's put that into inventory. Take out with circle. Pop into inventory with circle. Over to the laptop. And I went onto the wrong one. We'll go into market, sell 2 old radios for 160. Yes, thank you. Takes us up to 807. What I did notice is there are also things within our environment, like the heater here, which don't actually serve any purpose. Oh, excuse me. Where's that disappeared? Let's take the scrap. Ah, okay. It's gone into the scrap. So let's take that out and see whether we can sell it. Put in. So all of these things here are purely aesthetic. I've not made my life any easier by leaving the scrap cart in there. So let's rectify that. Take that out and put it into storage. We'll do that with the other stuff. Let's clear out the warehouse of all the things that we don't need. $13 we don't really need. A metal locker, yeah, sell it. Put in tool chest, yeah, that can go. If it's not nailed down, we're going to sell it. Let's get up to our 1,000 and get through this tutorial. Stool, sorry, comfort is not top of our agenda at the moment. I don't think we need to sell the sink. We'll take the storage and the toolbox. In you go. Sorry, you too. Put in. We have a saw. I'm pretty sure that once we've unlocked one of the machines, we're going to be soon prompted. We can't put anything more in there, so let's sell everything. And then we'll repeat that process just to try and get as many dollars as we can. So we got $655 worth of stuff. That takes us up nicely above our 1,000, but let's not stop there. Let's have a good old cleanup of everything that we don't need. 75. So into the warehouse. Pick up and anything else in here? I mean, these are low value items, aren't they? But it just helps to get clear. So even the paper and stuff. So it's not purely that you have to move these into recycling. You can put it all into your warehouse and sell it as a job lot. Good to know. Sure, I want to store one scrap of paper, but let's. Now the barrels. I don't know. I've got a feeling I'm going to need metal later, so I'm gonna leave these in here. I'll just make them a bit more tidy. Like so. There we go. Oh dear, that did not work out well. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. That's a little bit annoying. Okay, rotate. Let's move that up to stack it on top of there. Press the right button this time. Oh, just about. Yeah, it's not perfect, but let's move you over there for now. Jerry can 25. Okay, let's pop it into storage. Sell all of that. Market, sell. 234. Okay. And then let's head over to our first machine, which was the wood shredder. Okay, so that's that bought. That should be in its usual customary fashion. Where's that been delivered? I did buy it, didn't I? And I've still got $1,696 in the corner, so I'm not sure I did that properly. Let's do that again. Workshop, machines, wood shredder. Buy, that's more like it. So we should have a lovely box out here. Yes, we do. Pick that up, and now we can go about placing our machines, which I expect are going to be fairly sizable. So we'll focus our operations down this end of the yard, I think. Let's see how big this is going to be. Okay, so we need to have space at the back of it as well. That's why it's in red. So let's just have a think in terms of the yard. Trying to block off the entrance too much. Just get that as near to the fence as we can. We can, of course, move it afterwards. So we can create sawdust by putting wood in there. Okay. What I am then going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of tidying up here. Bear with me. And then I think we'll probably around about the time that we should be calling this the end of episode 2. So I think the machinery is a little bit too far away for what we need, actually. Although I don't know that for sure just yet. We'll just make a little bit of space over here to get make things a little bit tidier. Make a bit of space in preparation. There we are. So we've got metal in a little pile here. Rotate that. Go on there. Yeah. Okay. The bricks. Sure we need that. So let's just try out and do this. So we got a wooden pallet. So we'll just, oh, that's my parrot in the background. So if we put that in there, oh nice, so that goes into the shredder there. Okay, we need some more. I wonder if that comes out in little bales. Let's go and get some more pallets. Then it would make sense to then move these over to our relevant machines. Oops. So just to round off this bit of the tutorial, we shall put these on. Put 3 wood trash. And is that considered? That's paper, isn't it? Cardboard. Shame. Seemed a shame to waste the pallets, actually. So they were nice and stacked over there. So ideally, I should have really placed the machine over where the pallets were. Okay, so we will pop that on there. That should complete that. And what we can see there is that we've actually had some stuff delivered here. So there's a few dollars worth there. We've got a car part. We have what appears to be a car door and a roof. That's good. So it looks like there's a timer there for our wood to be converted into sawdust, which presumably we can then sell. So what we'll do, I wonder if we can put the, let's give it a go. I wonder if we can put the pallets into the cart and get a couple over in one go. That would be useful. So again, we've got some collision mechanics there. Okay, yeah, that works. So there'll be a little bit of work to stack them the other end. Make them look nice and pretty. Oh, okay, so we've got 5. Head over to our shredder here. And we'll make a nice little pile to for our next little production. Pop that down like so. Take the next one. Just nearly tipped that over. I didn't know that was possible. Take that out. Oh. Pop that down. Again, it's not. They're not perfectly stacked, but we're going to be putting them into a shredder. Plunk that down. 2 more. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. Keep pressing triangle. That goes on there, and there we go. Oh dear. So we need 3 to be able to make sawdust, and it looks like that takes about 3 minutes or so. So what I shall do is, if we round off that second video here, and then I'll rejoin you in episode 3, where we'll just pick straight up from where we've left off. Once again, this is Junkyard Builder. It's on the PS5 at $11.99, released on the 21st of August. And to the best of my knowledge, this is a fully rounded game, so a lot of stuff these days seems to be early access, but I think this is pretty much their game. So again, hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up, and I would really appreciate if you could hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. See you in episode 3.